continue.
Your hair is getting like I want to say your hair is getting long, but I almost said your hair is
Like I
out of
said,
rig.
last time we all bravely ran away. We scattered out the temple of the last passenger, which we did not know about beforehand. Fun fact. On the way out, we got a visit from what's his face. I forgot his name. He's not my guy. Uh, but we got a visit from some an old friend who told us about this place in the first, like this guy in the first place. Who were looking for to try and get the anti-aguilar. But he's beyond our reach, so we're retreating for now and trying to figure out how to get these civilians out without getting ourselves arrested and thrown in prison.
Your two
Theoretically.
individuals. One is Degan Core, who is associated with a certain group of Siren Avengers, as well as
He's
one
in
of
my
your
notes somewhere.
compatriots. And then you're also associated with Kuvin, who is a last passenger hunter, investigator type of person who encountered your unconscious bodies back at Vatheron, and subsequently you kind of followed a lead he had given you to his place. He explained some things, gave you leads, and now you've kind of linked back up through his own investigation to find where you guys had all disappeared to. Now you sit at a stairwell with both your allies, a hawk, and a collection of mostly not aware civilians who have been held captive for various amounts of times within this hidden cathedral to the last passenger.
Right.
I believe that with them dealing, and I'm looking at everyone here, I believe with them dealing with the people, we are good to make our departure. Are we wishing to just jump off the side, or
Well,
how are we wishing to live?
well, if we can get away without being caught, we don't have to jump off the side, but I'm not wanting to talk to the police at the moment.
Me either. Me either.
I mean, the big thing about it is that we also have to pay to be taken down, so it would be more expensive for us to.
Right. But we keep forgetting. I feel like we keep forgetting something else we're supposed to be doing up here.
Was it up here or
Up here.
Chris,
do you have?
it's Axonar's thing that we have to
I do have
do.
someone I was supposed to meet up with. Kind of got sidetracked, but
Yeah, so you would be aware that where you're looking for is in the Everlight district, which is an upper district. Might actually be a middle district, but Everlight is not here in Skyway, so you don't actually need to find the shop there.
Never mind. Never mind. I'm happy to jump off whenever you want.
I would prefer not to jump.
Are you
Oh,
paying?
that's right.
We are jumping,
Chris?
I guess.
And I can't pay for any of this, so I'm not. My vote for
Yes.
my vote is for jumping.
Chris, you said last session at the end, like we don't have to do the weird fall
Yeah.
stuff as well.
Because you guys had mentioned you kind of more or less want to just go off the side instead of trying to save time by cutting straight to Middle Tavik. You want to instead just drop off the side, and that will take you with a little bit of aiming to Central or Menethys Plateau. So if I pull up a small little map here, that will show it a little bit clearer.
If we are followed, it might actually hide our trails a little bit too,
Yep.
instead of going straight to our back to where our hideout is.
Because you had basically tried to do this jump, which would take you from one district to another, and now you just kind of need to go like that.
Right.
And
Not that bad.
click on this under.
Okay.
It's around this point that Kuvan speaks up. I can take care of myself and Deegan here, as well as probably look after one or two of these individuals, but that will leave a few more in your care if you wish to still try to get them out. Or I can just look after them till nightfall and try to
Raise
get
it.
them out.
I turn around and say, "Raise the hands. How many of you feel like jumping off the cliff?"
You watch as one of the barely conscious people just like,
He doesn't understand common.
We have a taker. All right.
How much would it cost to take them all down with us?
If we're jumping, nothing.
Normally,
Well,
normal.
that's
I think he's talking about
entirely,
the elevator.
responsible to take them off the cliff. If how many are there, Chris?
in total, let me just double check.
What's there? 5.
I don't think there should be five.
Also, when you kind of went through some of the cells that you hadn't, so there were 4 actually.
Yeah, there's only 4.
And we have one volunteer.
Mm.
I don't know if that's the best idea.
I mean, it's just a spell slot for me.
We could just push him off the door, let the guards deal with him.
Facts,
I mean, yes.
I
but
don't think that letting the guards deal with them is a good idea either, because it's not anticipating the guards be lenient with them and understanding to their plight.
yeah, they just had their brains muddled for we don't know how long.
Well, we can't really guarantee we can get them out past the guards, and our backup plan is jumping off the cliff, so... Unless you got any better ideas. Right, so cliff it is.
Sounds good to me.
Alright.
I think Kuvan speaks. I will look after the 3 that do not volunteer till nightfall. It's no issue for me. He glances over to the one volunteer who's still raising his hand. What?
I like this guy. He's got a lot of heart.
Yeah,
like,
he's
why-
gonna have a
why
lot
I,
don't
of
you
heart.
have my
I,
hand
I give him
raised?
a side hug.
You,
No, I
you give
I
him
know
like a
this
side
guy.
hug. You hear rustling in his He's wearing like several thin coats, and you hear a little bit of rustling in them as you pull him in. It's like a 60-year-old man. Hair is a little in and out at certain places. It looks pretty ragged.
He's
And that
ready.
was likely not related to the captivity or his stay.
This
Do
man
I
is
recognize?
ready.
Like, do we? Is he something important at all, or?
Roll a perception check.
Oh dear. I'm rolling perception. Oh dear.
You're the
Correct.
one looking.
This. I am the one who asked.
You're eyeing
I
him
regret
down.
asking. I
And I
regret
wouldn't
asking.
know, so.
That's a 0.
Oh my god.
Okay.
That's a straight up.
All right. Yeah, you.
That's a good roll for this session.
I rolled a 2.
It's almost as
Yeah,
bad as
you-
my -1 that I rolled on Torin before.
You have a hard time discerning whether or not he is an important man in just ragged clothing or just a ragged man in ragged clothing. And you're kind of tossing up right now which one's which.
I think he's cool. What are we?
Wait, does he know who he is at all?
Can I ask?
Who are you?
I
Or
have
like,
the lowest wisdom. I wouldn't think that.
You ask, and he kind of goes, "My name is Silas.
Stylus?
Silas.
Silas.
Silas? Cool. got it.
Silas."
Silence.
Silas.
Silas.
It's Silas.
Would that be familiar to any of us who grew up in a city?
Silas.
No. This is like you're in a city with over 1 million people in it. This like we've transcended the likelihood of you knowing
Person.
a person by just their first name.
How you feeling, Silas?
Is there
Pretty good.
a place we can escort
good.
you to?
Let's go. We
Or-
need you in this good health right now.
Right.
Where are we?
We're in the
Very high
upper
up.
city.
We are in the basement of the
Skyway, I think it's called.
Yeah,
You are in
Skyway.
a
Very
prison
unoriginal thinking for naming, but
facility.
Skyway.
Mm-hmm.
I stay here?
no idea.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Oh,
If you get caught by the guards, you
You-
get thrown out immediately.
Do you know who you are?
I'm Silas.
Is that it?
Silas, yeah.
How did you get here?
I was sleeping, and then I woke up here.
Do you know where you were sleeping? Do you know where you were awake?
It's one of the places in Lower Dura. Those alleyways, and just wander for 10, 15 minutes in the alleys, and then go to sleep somewhere.
Hey, he knows his time. I think
Well-
he's a keeper.
Well, I mean, we could at least put you up for a night and get you some decent meal.
Oh,
But I don't know
great.
what the plan is after that.
Well, I can go back to Lower Dura. Meal
When we jump off the cliff, I want you to stick close to me.
Okay. He moves closer to you as it is right now.
I'm hurt. I'm still have my arm around his shoulder.
Close.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, how tall is Feathers?
6'5".
Okay. By opposite, I was still thinking your other character, so I'm like, wait, how tall?
No, my other character's like 3.5, 3 foot,
No.
3 foot something.
3,
Yeah.
5.
3'5",
That
something
child
like
is
that.
taller than you, yes.
Yeah.
At this point,
So I was confused.
Degan Core speaks up. Okay, if we're gonna move, we gotta move now. Then, best to keep the ball rolling.
Right.
Then, we shall go.
Don't freak out. You won't be able to hear or say anything when we get to the top of the stairs for a little while.
He just kind of nods a few times. Yeah, just a few quick nods.
Just preparing the witness. You understand.
And you presume? Does anyone else have anything they want to do before proceeding upstairs?
Do I have any spells I can cast?
Same with the scores. Hope this
No,
place
my other
fucking
spells
works.
could probably have extinguished by now. They were hour long.
Say again.
My other spells would have extinguished by ended by now. They're an hour long.
Yeah. Probably in Magic Circle an hour.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of been back and forth. You're probably you actually might have like 10 minutes left because it's been kind of to move around, and you had a little bit of scouting at the beginning, which took up a lot of time.
I'm still on the Phantom Steed.
So you would still have a Phantom. If you want to bring it out, you
We're good.
probably it's might be a little difficult to maneuver with the Phantom Steed.
Yeah. It's a large creature in a small compact area for now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does anyone else want to do anything? Everyone
When
good?
we get to the stairs before the silence, I'm gonna cast invisibility on Silas.
Okay.
Just,
I assume you.
I have a feeling.
Chris, do we feel like we're gonna have a hard time getting out without being noticed?
You have Deegan, who kind of is like the one trying to usher you outside. Seems pretty confident in whatever path he's about to take you on to get out.
Okay.
So
I'm still gonna do
Because
it.
I'm familiar with Deegan, right? Deegan's my contact.
yeah,
If he
he's
gives me a nod, I will instantly cast. Pass without a trace.
he will give that nod just as a better safe than sorry. So
Everyone has
Yes.
plus 10 to their stuff.
Cast the-
And Silas has advantage.
yes, you
Oh.
presumably tell Silas before you link him into invisibility. And
Well, I should.
Okay.
I did remember to tell him. Yes.
okay, and Silas, oh, this reminds me of my time as a youth. We went on quite the string of heists back in the day.
Uh-oh. Be right back. Didn't even make any
Play
reason.
with us, go with Please don't let him go. Please don't let him in.
Then you
Please
may
don't
be
let him in.
familiar
I
with
heard that bad my growing up.
Position, the guy's gonna die.
I'm guessing the
feel like
guy's
I-
gonna die.
I feel like he's gonna go splat, give me his fucking state mentally.
You may be a little familiar with this game then, called Hide from the Guards.
Very.
Mm.
And you walk up the stairs. Your footsteps quickly become muffled and silenced by the illusionary magic. And it's getting like this stretch of stairway does not have a lot of light, and combined with your pass without a trace, you're having a difficulty seeing the rest of your compatriots, if not for their silhouettes. But you're all kind of roughly aware where each other are before going into silence, and you eventually.
Can I
Cross
keep
the
a
back.
hold of Silas?
You have like
Just-
a firm grasp on probably 3 different coats that he's wearing. Very thin layers, like barely like a dress t-shirt thinness. I'm just holding on to that.
The contrast between our fancy clothes and him and
We found
you eventually-
the token poor guy.
You eventually come upstairs. When you all kind of emerge into this dusty old room, you can see one of the windows is still open. You can hear a fair amount of commotion coming from within the Azure Gallery.
Okay, let's get out of here.
We need to make the stealth checks.
Yes, as you begin to pile out the window one by one, everyone make a stealth check. I will be rolling for
Yeah.
Valkyrie.
that was not a good roll.
That's not bad. 14.
At 10.
That was not a good roll.
Oh,
At 10.
add 10 or
Natural one. For 3.
Plus 10, 13.
You
Um,
fucking idiot.
I rolled a 4 plus 6 plus 10, so it actually ends up being a 20.
Put your replies. Put your stealth checks into chat real quick.
I can do that,
Look at the chats.
I think.
So wait, plus 10 with already your modifier?
Yes.
Got it.
So it should be 10 plus your modifier is what you're going to be adding to a d20 roll. Valkyrie will get
I can't fail! Fuck. I gotta reroll.
a 14 for
Oh
Valkyrie.
no. Oh.
Valkyrie got a 14. Damn.
Valkyrie got a 14 natural 2.
We
Bellow
rolled pretty
dash.
low.
Is a 11, 12,
Well,
He's a 13.
13.
why is he 13?
I rolled a
Because
1
it's
plus
1
2.
Oh,
plus
it's 1
2.
plus 2. I thought 1 equals. I saw 1 equals 2. So
Mamar.
13. So that's 30, 33, 24.
Wow, we rolled terribly.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
It's alright.
Speak for
I
yourself.
rolled
I got
awful.
unnatural 20.
I might have fucked us.
Yeah, so did I, but
No, no.
you rolled a 4. You rolled a 5 and I rolled a 4.
No, I rolled a nat 1.
I fucked this over.
Just give me the total number.
Total number
17
matters.
total.
Stormer, what's your roll? Stormer
That's
did step away for a
17,
second. That's
20,
great.
14, 13, 20. Silas got a 29 on his check. 19
Damn.
plus 10.
I'm gonna
I'll
find
roll-
Stormer's stat
I'll
sheet.
roll a 20 for it, and we'll just
Okay.
20. He got a minimum of 21.
Okay.
Plus whatever his bonuses are.
Looking.
Thank God I passed that. It's free.
I can't
Thank God.
see.
Not right now.
He hasn't made it public. I can't see it.
It doesn't matter Stormer's character. He got a 21 minimum. He's fine.
Yeah. If that's still you all, with shadows clutching to you, slip all from the window, and you just make this slow and stealthy slip to the side, the sides of Skyway, where it's just kind of goes from grass and it just kind of bends down, and you can just see immediately where the dense collection of air and clouds lofts up Skyway. It's like it's a small walk. You kind of walk into the open, but you have no reason to believe that anyone kind of views you as suspicious. You made a decent cut away from the Azure Gallery. From here, though, if you were to just jump out, you can, if you just bank lower, you will end up in Menethus Plateau.
You have to worry about any aggressive guards or anything like that.
Probably not guards. They're, as with any time when you just jump from a section of Sharn to another, there is a bit of luck involved, even if landing isn't the issue.
Or you
We
have to
should
worry
all
about
just hold on to each other as we jump.
how we get.
We could
Oh, you
tie
have to worry
each
about-
other up, get out, so we
Yeah.
do not go missing again.
Right.
eh,
Hello.
or
It's
you
a
have to worry.
survey, so I
Yeah.
hung up immediately.
From this, like, from how high we are, I mean, you have to worry about, like, running into an elemental like we did last time.
Don't remind
Yes,
me,
because you ran into
Okay.
elementals because you jumped off and just immediately clipped into this layer of clouds and air that lofts the section up. So there's, I mean, it is rare to do so. The fact that you guys did it twice is saying something.
Eh,
Yeah.
I think we're gonna try to tie ourselves together
So roll a 20.
so we don't.
Yeah, you can all tie each other. It could
Yeah.
lead to shenanigans either way.
I wouldn't say. I wouldn't say
Hey,
that.
Axenar has tied his rope around his waist, and
Hi, Amanda.
I don't know. I'm tying myself to Balladash.
Okay.
Oh, just to double check,
That's
because I
like
should
a
double
natural
check. Just to double check. Is anyone here who lives out of state going to be in state? around October 19th.
No.
New.
Great, good talk. Glad I could have that talk. And none of it applies. You can ignore everything I said.
I
I
mean,
mean,
if
Tommy,
there's a special event, I could try to get my passport by then.
October? It's not the U.S. Never mind.
Mm.
For him to
Outside-
get a passport.
Well, Nathan's in the U.S.
No, but for Mr.
Oh,
Canada.
for sure.
to
Yeah,
get a-
Canada.
Sir
Mr.
Canada.
Canada.
Canadians.
I was gonna say like
the two.
a month to get a passport in the U.S. That's hopeful thinking.
Goddamn war criminals.
Yeah, no, it's really hopeful for me too. If I ever want, me getting my
Okay.
passport is like at least a 2 or 3 month thing.
That's a beer, right?
This is
Yeah.
cider. This is cider.
Okay.
No, it's not whiskey. Thank you.
That's because
What
he's
was that?
brown whiskey.
I'm gonna make me a quick drink.
Then, for sake of brevity, everyone ties themselves up to each other.
I've tied myself to the largest person here.
I'm
This
gonna
is
try
gonna
to
be
jump
amazing.
slightly after everybody else, so I have
Okay.
time to cast Featherball if I need to.
You're attached. You can't. You can't
Well,
jump
he
after
can be
me.
the end of the line.
Yeah,
It's
essentially.
Are we somewhere in the middle of that line?
What's our spacing?
Say 3
like-
or 4 feet apart.
Well, you got
Yeah.
50 feet of rope.
For the sake of brevity,
I was thinking like 5 feet
before
apart.
we get too far into the weeds here, you all tie each other up with a respectable amount of space between respective party members.
We need an intelligence check to actually have tied each other together and not just looped a rope around and pulled.
Loopy loop and pull.
So you're not actually tied. You're just kind of like twisted.
I rolled
just
a
go, "Ah!"
I rolled a 21 intelligence check if it's necessary.
Do you have sleight of hand proficiency?
I do not.
Okay.
It's still
I
a
do.
21.
We'll keep it on the
I
21.
also have a 21.
It's funny because tying knots is this very specific skill that they actually do mention in Xanathar's, I believe, as being a wisdom or intelligence plus a dexterity or
Okay.
plus sleight of hands proficiency.
So-
Join the Boy
So,
Scouts.
like, we're all rolling
Well,
intelligence, right?
No,
Right?
it's
I
just
had
one
the-
person it takes to kind of look over all your knots and
Okay.
I
point out like
read
which ones are
the-
slip knots, and we'll just like
in the book. I read the
Go
book
away.
about the knots.
I really hope it's not wisdom.
no, you're good on the 21, and you look through, you see if there were any errors in knots or somewhere you're maybe questionable if something were to happen, you redo it. You're all fairly comfortable that you're going to stay together throughout this fall, for better or for worse.
Yes.
And who is going to initiate your little jump? Be the
Well-
first man to tip.
Do you want to be sandwiched by the people who can cast Featherfall? Just in case?
It actually only matters that one of us has feather fall because it'd hold up the rest of us as we all fall because we're all tied to each other.
Is that how it works?
Well, Fairfall needs to affect everyone. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, if we don't feather fall one person or 5 people, it
Yeah.
wouldn't matter because we're all tied to each other. So we'd be feather falled to a person falling slowly.
I guess.
You'd probably fall a little bit faster from just that one person.
Yeah,
Crater falling.
yeah, but from the rules of feather fall.
So it's
None
not
of us-
based
The
on
rule of
wisdom.
Featherfall doesn't really account for these shenanigans, but it's
Rules and written. It's
So
yeah,
it's not like
yeah,
space
we
engineers
can
and the
do it.
parachutes that instantly get you back down to like 20 meters a second.
Alright,
Out of the way.
either way. Who's your jump master in this case? Who's your
let's go.
Wisdom.
Well, I've done it the most.
No, if I push you off, we're going.
both of you then roll for me d20. Ermine and Lamar.
God damn, I just get roped up.
You two are Mario and Luigi.
You just have like a clip
18, so you
to
said?
attach to my
17.
17.
Who knows that?
Just a d20?
Just a d20.
Okay.
It should take you less than 2 seconds. Roll the
Oh! Oh,
Five.
my favorite number, 5.
Hey, it's not my
Five.
favorite number no more.
Apparently, because I got
You
2 5s.
all one after another. And you kind of stay close to each other during this. It's not like one person falls over to the next. So you don't just have one person at the very back and yanked and thrown off. But you all jump without issue. It doesn't take too much maneuvering to sort of see where you're trying to go, and I assume the two leading this, are you just going for the top of Menethys, or are you going to attempt to go into one of the lower districts? Or are you just going for upper Menethys?
What was I told beforehand, guys?
Nothing.
The most you might be aware of is that where you're looking for is Everlight. You've been to Everlight before, and that's in Middle Menethys. But it would be a little bit of a maneuver to try and avoid upper and go for middle, or you could just take the some time.
I'll be going with the simplest.
Simplest, just upper. All right.
Yep.
Then with that, as you all one by one fall eventually feathers, you do see upper Menethys coming rapidly closer. You are likely approaching the ivory towers here. Actually, can I do this? Yeah. Here we go, ivory towers. It's a modest living set of towers. You kind of have seen similar clusters of towers before in other districts closer to Tavik's Landing. Less like huge towers spread out, more of like a tight cluster. But you do find a platform where sky coaches are currently in the midst of arriving and going. Featherfall, make sure to mark the spells cast, and you all and land. It's not often people just come cradling down from this district, and many of you actually, so your jump to guys, Mamar and Ermide would feel the effects of the walkways, Featherfall, hit you as well, as walkways in upper and middle have Featherfall as like a enchantment that sits over the walkways in case anyone comes falling down. But it probably would still hurt. It's like a very small distance of cushion between when it engages and the floor. But
Like
you
if you were
all,
to fall on your head, it still wouldn't be good.
yeah.
So what?
But you all,
We landed?
yeah.
Yep.
You all land. A small like crowd kind of moves and gives way. You hear a few people notice your fall and have like.
I'll get
tried to
up,
get that small
I'll get up.
distance.
and then like look at myself. Dang it!
Well,
Were you hoping for?
I was just making a dark joke. Sorry.
No, same.
So he's making he failed
Yeah.
suicide joke.
That's the
I'm
joke.
Just to
entitled
double
those
check, Eric,
jokes
who
now.
did you cast Featherfall?
I would have cast it on the people who were the tautest on the rope, so that it was less of a jarring impact when they took impact.
So, Chris, I know that as soon as we passed the barrier, it clicked us into Featherfall no matter what.
Mhm.
Once we got close, I would have untied myself and tried to filter in between a building. Just put up, walked around. I don't like that.
Okay.
Crowds aren't fun.
You roll a stealth check because
Do I still have Pass Without a Trace or no?
how long
Lasts
does
for
it
an
pass out
hour.
trace? About
Do
an
do
hour.
do I have to make a
Last
stealth check?
4.
If you want to just slip right into
An
the
hour.
crowd, you're doing similar.
Yeah. Pass without trace.
It lasts for an hour. So would it have taken us an hour to
No,
get to the edge?
far
and jump
from it. Far from it.
Yeah.
You'd still have it up.
Stealth roll
If you're attempting to sneak away with Ermine,
27.
27.
You
Because
didn't even notice me.
If you leave 10 feet from Ermine, then the stealth from Pass Without a Trace drops
Oh,
Yep.
so I'm good.
because it's an AoE around him.
So then all of
you
us
would-
lose
you
pass
would
without
see me-
trace.
Yeah. Well, if you don't follow me, you guys would see me unclip basically. Like it's like I'm just like a skilled like rock climber. I just unclip and I'm just like, okay.
Are
I
we?
just see a building pathway and I just go
Well, I mean, we should.
right there, shadow go.
Yeah,
Okay,
where-
I guess he's doing his own thing.
where we're like landing? Is there like a large crowd of people there?
In a way, because you're landing towards a sky coach area, which is where several different walkways all collide and meet as one, and it's one bigger platform suspended by many of these bridges. And a crowd is always there, but they've moved aside as they notice you coming in and are trying to make sure they aren't right under you when Featherfall kicks in and you just all get collided and hit to the floor. So it's a higher DC because they have specifically kind of made room for you all to land. But you watch as Ermine like clips away when the Featherfall kicks in. A few people kind of move out of the way when they see he separates, and very quickly in that you just kind of duck and move, and it's just blended in with the crowd. Ermine is just
They will
If I
do
blend
the
it, I
same.
will kind of stay near them if possible, just blending with the crowd a little bit to see if any of them try and sneak away. They
You-
can get past without a trace.
Yeah.
you kind
Uh,
of turn back to face them now, which makes it much more convincing because you're now paying attention to the thing that's drawing everyone's attention. But
Yeah.
who else is attempting to just immediately blend into the crowd?
I
Thanos
would.
is
I would.
attempting.
Yeah.
Aye.
Seeing the crowd,
I'll
they was
just do
Is
going.
it illegal to do this?
It's not illegal, but it's
Doing it.
one of those things that's like you're raising a lot of questions. But
Yeah.
if everyone's gonna do it,
I'll just do a quick thing over across the lower part of my face, I guess.
Reminder: we are still a disguise from last time.
Yeah, that's why I'm like,
Axnar is not
Yeah.
nearly
There's
wise
a whole
enough
lot
to
of,
be attempting any of this.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
you
I'll
can
try to hide.
all attempt to hide. The DC just gets higher with every person that successfully does it. As it's much
When
more of a
we're-
feat for you all to land and into a
I
crowd.
wouldn't- My
Okay.
my, I'm gonna try to. I'm still holding on to the old man, right?
Yeah.
Instead of hiding, I'm going to try to. Like my version of hiding is gonna be a little different. I'm gonna try to dash as far away from the crowd and around the corner as I can, using all of my features.
Okay.
when
So
we're
just do that as a normal stealth check. You will be just bolting out of Pass Without a Trace when you do this.
That's fine.
So
Yeah,
you'll
so
be outside
with
Pass
the old
Without a
man.
Trace's influence. Yes.
but the rest of us when we're doing this, we have passed without a trace, right?
If you're attempting to blend into the crowd, you get Pass Without a Trace. If you are attempting to bolt away, like Feathers is, then
Okay.
you lose it because you're evading the crowd.
All right. I just wanted to double check. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna try. Hopefully,
So yeah, let's see.
the disadvantage
roll
stop
for,
me over again. I
Mamar.
told disadvantage on this.
Thamos. Stealth rolls for Mamar Thamos first. And
Guys,
Feathers as well.
Don't forget to check your spells now. Sorry, Chris. This is something that just noticed.
oh, the
All
legacy
of the
stuff.
legacy spells, legacy and standard
Legacy.
spells have been dropped. So there are new versions of every spell. Well, not every spell, but a lot of spells. So be careful if you pick your spells daily.
Yeah, all mine
Okay,
say
I'll go through
legacy
my
on it.
spell list.
I'm gonna have to go through mine.
Oh,
20 total.
all the
Three.
all the spells and
Yeah,
feats
20.
are
And
like
10.
core rule books, extended books, homebrew. That's all like separated now. That's good.
All right.
So 20 Mamar, stealth check with Pass Without a Trace.
Same modifier as before?
Yes, same
10?
modifier, so it should be your. Yeah, it should be a plus 15 for you then. Okay.
Like your typical
both.
dude.
Should I give it a shot too, Chris? Since
Uh,
like, I
yeah.
notice everyone else is trying to do that.
It's just like 1% at a time as the DC gets higher as each subsequent member breaks away.
Maybe I should have been last.
22.
22. Okay. Mamar and Beladash, are you attempting to sneak away, run away, or are you just.
I'm gonna run.
Roll just a normal stealth check then.
Probably run too, yeah.
And Axonar?
Give me 1 second. No, I'm not. I'm not
You
trying
gotta
to
be kidding.
dash away. I'm attached
Two
to
natural
Beladesh,
ones for
so
stealth.
whatever Beladesh was doing.
Running away too. Roll a stealth check.
Okay, give me half a second. I was just going through my
And Feathers,
spells
what
to
was your
make sure
stealth?
if anything
Oh my
wasn't
god, man.
23.
Stealth
23.
and pass without a trace, 21.
Without a pass without a trace, so just 11.
11.
If you're just trying to join Beladesh, who's running.
Good.
So those of you that move to blend in with the crowd with the aid of pass without a trace, you kind of, and you just kind of disappear amongst them. It probably helps that Feathers, you land and you begin sprinting down the walkways, and some people are quick to point you out, but you start taking turns through alleyways and tight corridors, and people start losing track of you. It's definitely Beladesh and Axonar who aren't as, or I believe you are the fastest of them, but Beladesh does keep some pace, and then Axonar is the one trailing the furthest behind, who do not evade attention. And seeing you run, one person goes, "Gods, they went that way!" And you watch as a kind of lackadaisical guard who is just paying attention to this all snaps to attention when the guards are called, sees you, Axonar, being the slowest of the running group, and is going to attempt to run after you and chase you down.
I was really tempted for a second, if I'm hiding in the crowd, to just be like, "No, guard, it's the one who called! It's the one who yelled!"
Actually, if I
Yeah.
can, if I'm in a crowd, yeah,
Persuasion
Yeah,
check.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Oh,
if
I was gonna
I
ask how many of us saw that, yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say if I see this and if I
You
do
would.
if I do command hold on the guard, would that make me look?
no.
How many of them would?
on.
Exceptionally. Well, you can pass a sleight of hand check. Just know that you are up against very high odds because it is now a crowd around you.
I guess
the
Ray of
attention is
Frost
kind of
would be a bad idea. At the ground at his feet.
the crowd is like paying attention to the commotion, but it's also this like big heavy crowd, and it would be a sleight of hand check because unless you have a feature that allows you silent casting.
So, you know, Spirit, if you cast Ray of Frost, it would do nothing. Ray of Frost has to be on a person to slow them down.
Yeah, I know.
I do have a plus
Nothing.
6 for sleight of hand, but my rolls have not been good so far. Saving pretty low.
I think I'm gonna take Grease as my next spell.
For this
This
exact
is a pretty good spell.
you got only a little bit left. Like you are watching the guard is starting to move and chase after.
I
Can I do
call
something,
out
Chris?
and say, no, it's
You're the
it's
one
not
being
me, It's not
chased.
me. I am not the one you're looking for. I'm innocent in this.
He's a terrible liar.
Zaphael, please.
I'm just gonna
also-
cast a mage hand over the guard's eyes real quick.
I believe mage hand, or yeah, I guess they are visible to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
Unless
Okay.
you're the rogue
Unless
subclass,
you're-
they're visible.
Or you have the feet.
Yeah, or yeah, you're teleconnect, but yeah, it's different at that point. Okay, you'll do that. Axar,
And-
you were attempting to just roll a
It's not me.
deception check.
I'm innocent. I'm
Roll a
trying to get away
deception
from this
check,
shit.
Axar.
And
I
there's
don't
no verbal or somatic for me. So
I just wanted
Feathers?
noted that I rolled to see if I would notice what was happening. To -1.
Yeah, it is. It's a
Okay.
commotion. It's a lot going on, and you momentarily think, "Oh shit, is something happening?"
Perfect distraction. Go faster.
Yeah, just for me, I'm just gonna roll like odd. Yes, I do this evens no, because I don't
Okay.
really want to
Go
do.
ahead.
Where the fuck are my dice? There they
Roll
are.
Coin flip.
Yeah, I just wanted that
You know what?
noted. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a coin. I'm gonna do a coin flip. Heads yes, tails no.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I got heads. So
finally.
I'm gonna try to suddenly say halt to the guard to have him stop moving.
Okay. Is this a saving throw?
Yes.
Be a wisdom save,
Th-
right?
Let me believe. Where the hell is
I think
command?
per
There, it's
person.
command. Yeah, wisdom save 16. They need to.
That he fails.
Start getting to roll 5 hands still.
Yes. Roll for me a sleight of hand. Okay.
By
21.
the way, did Silas roll stealth? Because I was dragging him with
He
me.
did roll stealth.
Okay.
He rolled should have been, I believe, a 13. He doesn't have a
He's
dex
still
modifier.
invisible.
He has advantage. Yeah, he had advantage. The first one was a 5 or 3. It was pretty low, and then the second one was I believe, a 13.
All right.
So, you, at a certain point, you were more or less dragging him along. Then
Yeah.
Yep.
you definitely hear like his footsteps try to catch up to you, and eventually you just hear dragging. As likely it's his shoes just skirting on the cobble.
Isn't your stealth at disadvantage if you're running like more than half speed?
Yeah, but my half speed currently is like 60 feet per round.
I'm kind of getting
Yeah,
it's
but
more
his-
loosey goosey
right?
interpretation of stealth
Okay.
because he's not like trying to evade. He's like sprinting and taking rapid turns and the like. Yeah. Much more over. But you all watch as the guard, for a moment, a mage hand appears over his eyes, and he kind of hits it, and if it has to push away because it's too much force, he kind of moved into it, and in this moment of confusion from just being smacked upside the face by a mage hand, he pauses, and you just hear a commotion. Who did that? What's foul sorcery is going on here? I think I saw him do it. And they start pointing to this person and that, but none of them point to you, Thamos, as you just sneak
The one with the pointy
crap.
hat.
And people begin pointing this way and that.
It was
of
like 8
magical
people.
environments. Yeah, I mean, it's a magical environment. There's lots of wizardy-looking people, especially near the university district, and you have Everlight just due south below you in this district, and it begins almost like a Mexican standoff between a few different wizards who are all reaching for wands by the hips and stepping back, insisting that they didn't do it.
The
I'm doing
Spider-Man.
this.
The
The
Spider-Man.
chaos that quickly emerges takes it all attention off of you all, as you can all just step back now and kind of make your way towards the university district, 7th Towers, or away from here.
Actually,
I'm not gonna lie, I was half expecting my left hand to fuck me over.
Very
Yeah.
good thing I didn't see that.
Chris, quick question.
Yes.
I'm still not too far from them, right?
Correct. Yeah, you were like in the midst of this, being cloaked still by.
Would one of them be a little bit distracted?
A lot of the all like the wizards, at least they are all like very intensely looking at each other.
Anything I see on them, person, that I can
Roll a
be,
perception check.
Okay.
Do we see tumbleweed just like more across?
And with advantage, so,
Yeah.
23 actually.
Yeah, you
I have a
kind of
plus
look
one.
very quickly. Many of them, it's very different styles and alike. City clothes that you can kind of see the resemblance to wizards that you might be more used to. Very flowy clothes, very nice. Some of them have belts along their waists. The closest one to you, has a spell book in a hard leather pouch that is on like the front of their person. The wand that sits at like almost a holster side by their actual side, a component pouch that goes kind of further back behind them. They have it like all within reach of their right hand, basically.
Okay. Anything that their hand isn't on?
I'd say their coin purse is like on the left side that their hand isn't going right next to.
All right.
Spell I have is legacy.
Are you attempting to?
Telekinetic again.
Okay, roll still aside a hand check because there's a chance people might notice or.
Yeah, can I do an advantage since it's invisible at this point? And I don't have vocal or somatic either.
Sure.
Yeah, 13 was the highest.
13. Okay. Um. Okay. You watch as the pouch and kind of like moves away from the wizard, and it's coming close to you before another hand from a crowd, and just picks it right up.
Don't have the same idea.
Yeah, just another person.
Oh, look at that!
Okay, okay.
Well, it's
Do I
more like
freeze stealth?
Weasels.
no, you're fine. It was just like
Okay.
a silver platter moment where a coin purse floats in front of someone in the motion.
Like,
Just
ooh.
What just happened?
go for it, and they're out. Yeah.
Okay.
This guy still gets robbed, but not by you technically. Regardless,
Good thing or a bad thing?
depends.
I find it humorous.
I assume everyone at least kind of disperses now. After 6 seconds or so, the guard snaps back to attention and is about to like refocus and give chase before he glances back to seize the much bigger commotion of people about to like start blasting each other with spells, and has to start quelling the crowd and reducing this panic that has quickly taken over. So Axonar, you just begin full on sprinting away, and thanks to your allies'
Still say I'm
intervention,
probably being more dragged by Beladash.
yes, you are partially running, partially being dragged by Beladash, but you get pulled into the alleys and are subsequently lost by the populace.
Chill, touch is actually a touch spell.
That said, everyone is free to, over the course of the next about 20 minutes or so, slowly regroup, recuperate, and eventually make your way south to Middle Menethus Plateau, where you needed to go. But you have all evaded general suspicion from landing.
Hell yeah. Alright.
What about major?
Oh, Jesus, that's really
No,
fucking
stop
loud.
it! Stop it! What about
Well-
major suspicion for late?
Have we met up at this point, or are we still? Okay.
I'll say everyone, over the course of like 10 minutes, you meet up. Everyone kind of regroups in another district, communicating as you see fit to eventually cluster together at the university district. And unless anyone has anything else they wish to do besides heading, I keep saying south, but it's below to Middle Menethus.
Do I need any more materials to make the rope of mending?
I believe you have everything because it should just require the rope and the.
I do have the. Yeah, I have the parts. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you should be fine.
Do I need any parts for the auto mending potion or the mending potion machine?
Oh, so the mending potion. As I recall, you've kind of taken the core of the apparatus.
Yeah.
You have a feeling. Was there anything else? Did you grab anything else besides just like the core apparatus?
I took extensive notes on how it worked.
I would say then all you need is just an alchemy kit that you can expend on this. So the kits you make get erased by the when you make the next kit, I believe.
Right.
So you need one to like commit all of its supplies to finish this.
I would like to purchase another one then, or at least, or maybe a higher quality one if I can find one.
You can definitely find it in Everbright.
Yeah. So, yeah, just whatever.
All right. 15 minutes or so, Thamos guides you all to Everbright District. You've been here a few times before. It is the somewhat more exceptional magical district here in Sharn. Middle class, so it's not super expensive supplies, but you are still seeing magical oddities, mage services that extend past where most people kind of stop learning spellcraft. You can find spell rights, as they're called. But Axonar, you are fairly familiar with this section, Everbright. Specifically, if I can find its name here real quick. Specifically, a place known as Vermilion Ventures, which is where you want to go because you are well acquainted with the owner of the establishment, a fellow academic who you believe has some knowledge about your personal quest.
Fellow picture book enthusiast.
Right. So we're looking for one of Axanar's friends here.
Yes.
All right. Spirit, we can't hear you.
Still can't hear you.
Ah, there we go.
Yes.
I was wondering if I could get a map of the area, or
Yes. Sure thing. Let's.
and to
I'm a map.
reply to whoever was talking. I can't even remember who. Yes, it's an acquaintance of mine. What is his name again? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Is his name again, Gross?
You
Oh, we
heard
still
the
have
right
Silas
handle.
with us, don't we?
Yeah,
Yes.
we do.
His name is Vermilion.
I
Vermilion
thought Vermilion was the
Scourgefire.
business. Okay.
It is his name, Vermilion Ventures.
Oh.
Right.
Yes, we go see. I'm going to say
It's
my
like
good friend
Vermilion.
Vermilion. His shop should be here somewhere.
You think he has any good parts for or like
Oh.
alchemy kits or anything?
An alchemy might.
A spare dragon shard, you all call it? Right?
We have
Yeah.
some of those, I believe. Yes.
I do have an Eberron dragon shard.
No, yeah, we got one of those. I got 4 of those.
How much are they normally?
Eberron Dragon Shards are like the most common
I
type
have
of
10 of
Dragon
those,
Shard
yeah.
found.
Okay.
A common one, it depends. You can usually buy them for 25 gold pieces per.
Okay.
So where are we about? Like somewhere around here?
Yeah, well, you guys are closest to the Mage Light Plaza and Grand Lift, which is how you guys descended down for the Grand Lift.
Oh, we were literally across the plaza from this.
Yep.
Wow. Wow.
While we were
Uh-huh.
leaving Victor's workshop, we stared across at this and he said,
Now, what is
"Yeah, you
this
can't go
thing?"
there yet."
This is that friggin' House of Horrors, isn't it?
While we're here, we might as well take a peek in and see what happened.
Over to the Canis workshop.
Yeah, but after we deal with the.
It just takes a
Where?
small glance over. The two front buildings, which you guys just passed through, appear to be cordoned off, and you can see a fair amount of city watch on the bridges
It's
that lead
that
in.
scene from the movie where it's like they spend all this time in one place, and they go to another place and they go like, "This place is awfully familiar."
Roll a perception check by the white feathers, because weren't you the one looking?
I was, and I'm very much regretting the perception. 7.
7. Okay. Yeah. So you notice the scene in front of you as described.
Right. Okay.
But
Let's see.
shit, Alright,
Okay.
right, I take a quick glance around and I see if I can see the sign. The business sign.
Easy enough.
It looks like that is where we are going. Do I notice the fact that we were literally across the? Yeah,
It's
probably.
yeah. You notice very much so.
I'm going to say nothing. I think don't look behind us, but we have been here before. It.
Not
Any
more
effort to-
suspicious. We don't look.
Yeah. In your inner conflict of whether or not you should look at the crime scene that has developed in that section, Axonar, you presume you go in.
Oh yeah, like follow me, guys.
Sure, why not?
I enter the establishment.
It is a sizable establishment. The sign Vermilion Ventures that hangs out front. Many like curved glass windows of this large establishment allows you to see a very familiar illusionary designs of weapons, trinkets, and rings and the like that are on sale. You've kind of become accustomed to, at least here in Sharn, magic items are sale are typically only displayed in an illusionary form. But only when purchased do you get shown the physical item. But when you're inside, it's opulent. Clear marble and just illuminated by globules of light. A central staircase spirals up from the center, and you can see a multitude of flying brooms that are just constantly brushing small crevices between displays, windows, and keeping the place constantly clean. And you are very quick to notice the individual, a red-skinned tiefling who wears these long, kind of flowing blue and gold robes. As you
Renzi.
recognize him,
Is it the
as-
same tiefling that we were?
as
It
the
should be.
There's just one red tiefling in the entire D&D. Just
always the
just wears
same
different
guy.
hats.
Yeah.
Let me grab some milk.
Kind of
Ah,
turns to face the new arrivals and is about to like give them an eloquent greeting when he notices you. Excellent. It's been some time since we have been here. Come.
it has definitely been a while. Vermilion, how are you doing?
He moves over and you can see he does have a small cane with him that he moves with and over to you. It has indeed quite been some time. What brings you around here? Is the family errands and the like, or?
More of a personnel project. Oh wow! I just had my thought just completely left my head. Oh my god.
How
It's
about
getting old.
you and I discuss what you can...
It's more of a personnel project. Something has come up in my research. I look at my wrist where I have this bracelet that I can't get off. Yes, it's been an interesting. What is it? A couple months?
like a few weeks?
Like a few. It's been. I have had better weeks.
I understand. How about are these your friends with
Oh,
you
yes,
venturing?
I do have a small question.
It's me.
Yes.
Introduce yourselves. This is my friend Vermilion. He's
Lamar.
he's more knowledgeable than me.
That's all you need to know. Just Mamar.
He's
Mama. Feathers, you had something?
When does Silas reappear?
You keep holding him, right?
Yeah, I haven't let go of him.
Oh my god.
I believe it lasts. Is it an
It's an
hour,
hour.
right, for invisibility? So he's still got some time, and
He's just gonna be invisible this entire interaction.
you hear him whisper, "I think I can take something here."
Ah, yes, bad habits never die.
While he's looking at the other people, I'm just like, do it.
Do you let him go?
Do it.
I
the teeth thing
will
noticed
let
at
him
all?
go, but I'll try to keep track of him with my ears.
Why are you trying to
Roll
steal
perception
from my
check.
friend?
Oh dear God.
Perception check.
Why are you goading him on?
No,
Six.
I lost
Six,
my
okay.
invisible
You
friend.
lose track of him.
Of course I do.
no.
As soon as he steps out, you barely hear his footsteps, and he's gone.
I am renowned for bad decisions, okay?
In the meantime,
That's that negative wisdom point score, gang.
Vermilion continues. It is a pleasure to meet all of your friends. Vaxon are friends of my establishment and myself as well. You are free to peruse and scan for anything you may desire.
Feathers, nice to meet you. Hi. Do you have anything of the more chemical ingredients, like type thing?
We have a few. Are you looking for chemicals, or are you looking for instruments in making them?
Yes.
All right. And he gestures over towards a second floor area, and you can kind of see a few like sections of staircase that kind of break away from the main section and take interested customers over to that area.
Dragon shards are
So you
super
just
common. Never
gestures
mind.
over to that section.
I will run away and wander up there.
Okay, and you go off. You are free to yes, peruse, much like your friend Feathers there, or just enjoy the scenery. I have to speak with Exima for a moment.
I think I'll take a look around. I'm
I
famous.
don't think there's any cool
I assume we just walk to like the desk.
Yeah, he takes to a side area.
This is a general
Vermilion
magic
has been.
school?
What you pick up is it's much more higher class magical item. Store.
So I could not afford anything here. God.
No.
There's a few things here that kind of are closer to your price bracket. You do see
My price bracket is anything below 5 platinum.
5 platinum, then almost nothing here is in. Besides
That's
the
what I thought.
Eh.
That's what I thought.
simple purchasing of dragon shards themselves appears to be the only thing that you could afford. The next most expensive thing is what you notice in the like more general section is a decanter of water. That is marked for 350.
Yeah.
Samus is gonna take a look
I'm
around.
just gonna walk out of the store and just.
All right.
Samus will join you. Like when
There's no
he's
bother
like,
being in it.
If you also have magical items to sell while you're here.
I do not. Samus goes, yeah, I can't afford any of this junk. I'm gonna wait outside. He just walks outside with our minds, goes to wait outside with him.
I could sell my bracer.
I try.
I will. So this is essentially a bookstore that we're in.
No, it's a
Magical
magical
items.
items.
Magical
item.
items. Okay.
And it's very high class, expensive type of area. There's a lot of things for sale. Some dragon shards that are available. Many the alchemy section is pretty stocked. Very expensive though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother.
Well,
I think in
could've
terms of
bought
like
it.
money.
Buy any of it, but I can't now. So
Sure.
I
Is there
am
a
gonna
friends
and
go
family
to
discount
Serene
price?
Workshop. At the meantime,
That's what I was gonna ask. I thought you'd been there before.
I have been there.
Yeah.
That's how I got my answers, kinda,
All right.
more or less.
You make way for that then. Then quickly Feathers as you make your way over. You do find a higher class alchemy kit for sale for 10 gold pieces.
Is it any better than my current one?
I'll give you a +1 on your
Yes.
checks there.
I will be grabbing that. Let's see. Other than that,
Would you
Other
like
than
to
that,
buy
it
the
is like-
extended warranty?
Potions upon potions that have 4 digits. Some of them have 5 digits in terms of how much they are.
Are are any of them potions of reversing petrification?
No, none of them are.
Okay, interesting.
I mean, work that potion of depetrification to the moon.
I might be able to sell him the idea. Did I sign a non-disclosure agreement?
A non-compete.
A
Yeah, did I sign a
non-competition
non-compete?
agreement. I don't believe you did, but it is definitely a situation where you made a deal with a dragon marked house. So there might not be a formal agreement. It can always be an informal.
Yeah,
Perhaps in
unwritten
another city.
agreement.
Yeah, you probably for
Perhaps
the
in another
best
city.
not.
Don't undercut one of the. Don't undercut the mafia, basically.
I am the mafia. No.
So for 10 gold piece, you can get that alchemy kit if you so desire.
Yes. Perhaps
And
some.
was someone interested in dragon shards? Was that?
Yes.
You can buy or sell
Yeah.
magical items, dragon shards here, whatever it may be.
I
And-
would.
Question quiz.
Yes.
Question quiz? Jesus. Question, Chris.
Yes.
So if it's a +1 weapon, basically one common dragon shard.
A +1 weapon would be an uncommon dragon shard.
Okay.
So like a common magic item uses a common dragon shard.
Okay. Is that? You said it's 25 gold, or?
Yeah, 25 gold.
Okay. I'll just be perusing while they're talking, I suppose.
Are there any better dragon shards available?
When you scan and look, give me 1 second to find that. You do notice a Kyber dragon shard, as well as a rare dragon shard appear to be for sale.
Okay, how much is that?
The rare one is 500 gold pieces, whereas the uncommon Kyber is 300.
The uncommon Kyber is 300, and the rare is how much?
Oh, did it
500.
go out?
500.
Oh,
500.
okay. Thank you.
Which
Gordon.
is, you would probably note that for an Eberron dragon shard is fairly cheap.
The 300 or the 500? I forgot.
The 500.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to maybe grab that and haggle and like see if I can get anything better off of that.
Okay. And
I do still have 9 potions of remove petrification.
in the meantime, while you both dwell on potential purchases, Axnar, you are taken to the side, a small, quieter section of the store that likely serves as a more open air workshop for Vermilion to work in. He hobbles over and sits down into a stool that ever so gently floats over the ground. He sets his cane aside and kind of scoots up. So, what was it you wish to explain to me? What has you all this way?
Oh, it's mon ami, it's been a hell of a week. I mean, first, I would basically just explain how my studies led me to our starting area, a little bit of our exploration into the mist, and then explain our situation.
Okay. He does like
It has been. I think I should have stayed in my library. Maybe.
perhaps so.
Data dump.
You have said a lot in a very short period of time at the
I needed to get that off my chest.
indeed.
But yes, Chris, just for fresh my memory exactly what I was here for because, yeah, I kind of forgot what I was looking exactly what I was looking here for, and I don't know what to ask for.
All good. Sorry, I was just looking at something. What you make mention of at the beginning of your story, your studies, the break in the ring of Cybers?
Yes. Yes.
Which, as your recap of your purpose, you had basically been studying at the academy, and you believe you observed, and with some academic backing, what you believe is a tear or a break in the Ring of Cybers, which is a controversial topic because the Ring of Cybers is the physical asteroid belt that surrounds the world of Eberron. So to say that there is a break or a tear in it is just kind of sounds illogical, and a lot of scholars have kind of questioned this theory of yours. But you had a lead that, or at least a lead, but you had a suspicion that your ally here, Vermilion, would know more, or at least other individuals along this type of topic, because he is well connected with the magical community outside of On There. And he kind of nods along. There are those that study the stars in Thrain. That they have a big observatory some ways into the capital. They would have noticed any tear or happens of the Ring of Cyber if such a thing were to occur. Tensions between Ondair and Thrain are quite tense. Knowledge might not transfer. But if you are serious, I would recommend making passage to Thrain.
I am as serious as diving into the fog.
Second.
Item number 285 on the to-do list, I guess.
Yeah.
But yes, so train.
Yes. Make way to Thrain to the observatory within the capital. Speak with Radomir.
I should, but I know if I write it down, I'm just gonna lose it somewhere.
Your D&D Beyond has notes.
Oh,
it's true.
Section.
I would suggest definitely start putting them in there. They're quite nice.
What's one hit die?
Or have someone make you a
Heading
Google
to
Doc.
Thrain. I probably spelled that wrong.
The prophet Radomir heads the observatory, and Thrain should help you
That's how it's spelled.
if a tear in the Ring of Cyber was noticed.
So many typos there, but I don't care. Alright. Mon ami, you have been quite helpful. It is always good to see you.
Your bracer, however, do you wish that to be removed?
I believe my traveling companions have, a number of us have chosen to keep it on as sort of a keeping track on shall we say, our friend.
I understand.
I do have a couple of you may actually find this a little interesting. I have some. I pull out the Syrian military document and the weathered Syrian journal. Is like you may find these two items interesting. I do not know.
Okay. These are from the.
These are from the cloud or the wasteland.
Yeah. These are from Sire. These are from the Warforged. And this was what the military
The
documentation.
military documentation and the withered Syrian journal.
Okay.
I'd imagine he probably would be interested in them. I don't know who else would.
You said the cloud. I'm like, they have that here. Is this
Perhaps the man who's from Sire.
Yeah,
No, he was
he
there when I found him. He told me to keep them. So
looks over them very briefly, kind of a scan before he shuts them and slides them back over to you. There are some interesting words and ideas in these journals that may be. There are some things that it's best that I do not handle. That is knowledge of a different degree, not inherently magical, if that makes sense. There's clearly a bit of trepidation in his voice. These
and I think I know what I'm holding.
Yeah, this is like military documentation of an invasion that did not plan out to be planned in a Warforged Colossus, which was essentially a death weapon.
What's his classification? What's his secret classification?
And this is like, while it's not knowledge that can damn Sire, because Sire is no more, it is probably of much more use to the nations that are still around that either want to learn more about the fallen nation, maybe Sire's refugees wish to know more about what their country was up to in the dawn or the dusk of the war.
Or for those who want to plan a new invasion.
Or anyone that wishes to possess the Colossi, or any that still operate. I mean, the Colossi you found was in partial condition.
Yeah, I already read that notebook.
Yeah.
Well, mon ami,
Fuck.
I guess I shall be heading to Thrain.
You would best be heading to Thrain. And keep those documents most to yourself unless... Or just burn them, whatever is your preference. But you and I, we are of the academic mind, not the political. It's of best to not involve yourself in such tense matters.
That's a good point. Alright, well, I reach across, offer a handshake. Mon ami,
Do a handshake. He
it always
grabs his
it is
cane,
always good.
pushes himself. Indeed, and if you ever make way, find yourself in here again, we'll gladly come of assistance. Again, but I have customers I must attend to now. And he makes his way over to...
as he says a floating fucking potion, just... Customer!
In the meantime, Feathers and Zaphael, was there anything you wished to purchase, acquire?
Yeah,
or
let me just hit the send button. Oh, there we go.
Oh my god.
In the Infernal Iron, is that sell or what was that?
Buy.
Would not possess Infernal Iron, unfortunately.
Somewhere else. Somewhere else, okay.
Yeah. It probably
I mean, it's like a part that's normally found on those kind of creatures.
Yeah.
Wondering how I didn't find it there, but okay.
I will be asking about the rare and rarer dragon shards.
Right. For the two As a quick note for the two, you say 2 dragon shards. What dragon shard rarity? Common,
Just
uncommon?
Just
Common?
I have-
uncommon.
He has some. If you wish for his, or do you?
I have 10 common that you can have reuse or
Um,
whatever.
Once they're used, they're kind of used up, right?
Correct. Once used, they are used, but he has 10 in possession.
You'll get like that.
I may or may not have stolen them from another magical shop we visited.
Oh, okay. I didn't know, like in game, I didn't know if your character would, could be available for that or not.
Yeah, I think I've told you before. but
We'll
yeah.
say as your characters are looking over, Zavel, you're thinking about buying one, and Feathers can share that information. That they actually
Yeah, I kind of need two, so I'll still buy one, make it look fine. So I'm not, because I have something, an idea for you later.
I see.
No, that doesn't work.
Alright. Well,
Okay, so that's one instead. Cool.
I'm sorry, I just noticed Jason's Discord name.
Yes, you sounded too so street.
My bad. Sorry. Go ahead.
all good. Want to quickly check the information here for Vermilion.
You offered a rare one for 300, I think?
Yes.
And
I
then
think you
the-
offer a rare one for like 200, right?
And then there was the other one
I
that
like
was,
this strategy.
for 500. If I recall.
1 second. 500, yeah, 500 for the rare and 300 for the uncommon Kyber crystal.
Right.
Those ones specifically relate to magic items or the things that exert control over others.
Right. I propose a trade for an equivalent amount of potions for removal of petrification.
You possess potions for the removal of petrification.
I do.
What are these potions made of?
I cannot. It's maybe not a good idea for me to tell you.
A persuasion check.
I'm being completely honest.
But it is
Oh.
a sketchy sentence to say.
It is. However, I rolled very well. Dirty 20.
Okay.
Shit, I'm curious, but I can't ask.
Yeah, he
I can
It's
tell.
very
I can tell him why.
Brow. Yeah, and he gives it for a brown. I would at the very least appreciate an explanation of why I cannot be aware of what. You asking me that I might want to sell?
Well, you see, I made half of these myself. I found the other half along with, and then I managed to recreate them, so I know how to make them. But
Which
I
ones have you
sold that
made
knowledge.
yourself?
These three.
I will only purchase the ones that you have made. If you have found some, I do not inherently trust their quality, but you are a friend of Axonar, and so I will purchase the 3 that you have made.
It should be a. Was it 3 or 4? I forgot. Either way. All right. See. What's the value of that? 3. It's basically 600-ish. Okay. Right. But see, I sold the knowledge on how to do it to the house, to a house, which may not take too kindly to me just hand it out there now.
A Dragonmark house, or just a house?
Sold some random house.
I believe it was a dragon marked house.
Yes, it was.
I see.
I say that as I believe it was a dragon marked house.
How about then just
I did believe There's nothing saying I can't sell that information, but in the same city, it may not be a great idea. It's for livelihood's sake.
How about then just 400? Sorry to say 400, but 100 gold
100
for the lot.
for a lot. They're worth a lot more than that. I'm aware. Even I'm aware of that.
Then it is your choice. But the removed retrogression could be useful on your adventures.
I mean, I can make them. It's all right. So I'm not worried about having them for me.
That was my offer. If you can make them, then what is just a little bit of side money?
How much did it cost me to make them?
Might have to check
And like
your
raw ingredients? I have no idea. Because they're worth 200 each.
Yeah, but cost to make them is half, right?
Yeah.
So that literally doesn't cover the cost of what it costs to make them.
Yeah. You also had your cost to make your first batch, I believe. No.
For free. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I will talk him through. Like it costs me more to make them than that. It costs me at least.
You can
300.
roll another persuasion check against
Okay.
him.
Fuck. 16.
He is pretty firm in his pricing after a little bit of discussion. He's pretty hard to haggle down. Probably encounters a lot of very skilled in active bartering.
If you throw in the alchemist supplies, you got a deal.
Sure thing. You can add 100 gold to your inventory.
Subtract.
And yes, sorry.
No, add. You're right. Add.
Yeah.
And subtract. What was it? 3?
3 of your potions. 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
3.
Right. And then I would like one of each of these shards. The fiber and one of the rare ones.
It's 800 gold pieces.
Even for a friend of Axonar's?
Even for a friend of Axonar's.
You don't make a whole lot
It's
of
communism
deals.
in this bitch.
You don't make a whole lot of deals, do you?
I like to charge as the price is written. It is how I stay afloat, unless you have more that you wish to exchange.
The sound of a seasoned DM who's like, no, it's the price, bud. Stop. You don't get it for like 2 gold. Stop it.
Trying to figure out if I have anything else to sell. That's the problem.
He runs a more up-class store and has probably seen his fair share of magical items pass through, so it's a harder sell.
Yeah, he's a harder sell. The most valuable items I have are those potions that he doesn't want. I don't think I have anything that he would want.
Then
That's alright.
Oh, do you?
I'm not gonna try to sell him the subdocent. I know better than that. I know better than.
Does he need an eye?
You though.
I could bring out the newspaper from Batheron and show it to him, but it's not gonna do very much. Because I still have that in my inventory too.
It was an eye or an arm that he kept asking.
An eye.
An eye.
Yeah. You found a magic. Yeah.
Either way, I hope I'm distracting him enough so that he doesn't notice whatever's floating out the door behind me. I will.
Both of you make a quick perception check.
Oh dear.
Myself as
yes,
well, or
but you too, because you're still in the store.
19.
19 and
-1.
Yeah, you don't notice, but with the 19, you notice over at the alchemy section, one of the most expensive potions for sale were superior potions of healing. And you can see the illusion of one constantly be interrupted as a hand that is invisible
Oh my god. This man's a monster.
Right. I will
Great.
He got all
probably.
them
I will
coats.
agree to that.
Okay. Then you can add into your possession one uncommon.
And then
Let me get the same. Sorry, Kyber Dragon Shard, uncommon Kyber, and a rare Eberron Dragon Shard.
and 15 potions of maximum
I assume I have
health.
to add this to a common item or a custom thing.
Yeah, they'll be custom things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uncommon Kyber.
Yeah, uncommon Kyber Dragon Shard and a rare Eberron Dragon Shard. It's really funny that there's Kyber. What was it, like KHYBR? I'm pretty sure that's how it is spelled here.
Like Kyber Crystal.
Very similar to Kyber Crystal.
And a rare
Eberron Dragon Shard.
Eberron Dragon Shard.
Okay,
I got it.
Perfect. And like you hold the two in your hands. The rare one is much more gem-like, like a polished gem, more so than the rougher slithers or uncut ones that you kind of seen before. It's beautiful in its own way. It is like very soft pink hue. The Kyber one is almost jet black, rougher in appearance, and as you can kind of feel it in your hand, and when you look into it, it's this ever so faint, hollow feeling. When you look into it, like just a little bit like of a more dreadful or depressive mood. Because it's fresh on your mind, Kyber is the alternate name for the Underdark, which borders the Abyss.
Right.
So this gem shares a few of the naming, or a few of the properties of such an environment.
I see. Okay.
And it's, to your knowledge as well, where they originate from. Which is partially why they're more expensive.
This will be fun to play around with, if I don't die in the process.
Well,
Otherwise, for ingredients, you can buy your 25 gold of diamond dust if you're 25 gold for a common Eberron Dragon Shard.
When it comes to the acids, if this place doesn't have it, it's likely a furniture place will have it because that's used in actually lacquers and whatnot.
I can make you acid, no problem.
Is it just acid, or what is the? Does this fall under the umbrella that we can say acid is, or is this for something else? Are you attempting to make gunpowder? Because I'm seeing
not gunpowder.
I'm seeing the theme in these ingredients.
Not gunpowder specifically. That doesn't quite
get caught.
Are you trying to make an explosive still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not powder, but you know.
It just at least gives me a basis for how I can.
Are you trying to make nitroglycerin?
Nitrocellulose, yeah.
Oh my god.
Not nitroglycerin. That's different. Nitrocellulose is different. It's like, what the fuck is nitrocellulose?
Yeah, that's what I'm googling now.
I saw the screen go up.
I am just trying to get a approximate for how I'm going to charge this.
Mm-hmm. It's obviously not a base acid that's like out of a jug, right? and I don't know how long that lasts. I don't know what kind of acid it is. I don't know how much prep
You
time
would
I need to do
thrive in
that.
Pathfinder, but it's a little bit.
3.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we please one day play 3.5?
I'm experimenting with Pathfinder more right now. So thought for a different day. I will say, because of your ingredient list, it is going to be 60 gold pieces to acquire the others, your acids and your alchemist's fire.
Okay.
And it does involve a little bit of leaving the store. While you can acquire the alchemist fire here, your acids, you just have to do. You probably head to the workshops.
Yeah. Like again, furniture uses that a lot.
And you acquire those at the workshops. But 60 gold if you wish for all that.
Okay. Plus everything else?
60 gold just for those, and then your 50 gold for your dragon shard, and 50 gold split between your dragon shard for 25 and 25 in diamond dust.
Cool beans.
So it should equal out to, I believe, 110.
I don't argue the price. I know what I'm doing with that. It's expensive.
Okay. Business done then. In the meantime, while shopping, conversing is happening within Vermilion Ventures, is there anything anyone on the outside wishes to do? Because I believe one or two people were heading towards the workshops.
Yep.
I'm curious, is there a spot anywhere that I can play to try and get some money? Just play out in public?
Yeah, you can head towards just the general Mage Light Plaza and attempt to play. It's an open air. There is already music playing. You kind of have to fight for your audience now, because you got people at cafes, people listening to music already from enchanted instruments that play themselves.
Not like way with the kid where you can play out and get a good amount of money as a kid. Now I have to work for that shit.
Yeah. And this was always like a harder environment to try.
Okay.
What's
He's
your
gonna look to
instrument,
remind you.
by the way?
He goes, I'm gonna go play some music over there, try to get some money. If anything happens, come get me. I'll come right over.
What's your instrument, by the way?
Violin.
Okay.
Cause I did play that in like I think middle school, and I was bad at it.
Violin's a serious instrument.
It is very hard.
Roll and hold on to that. And because I believe Mamar was heading towards the workshops. Is there anything you wish to do at the workshops, Mamar, or were you just heading there?
Performance, right?
Yeah. But Mamar, was there anything you were doing at the workshops?
I was cruising by and also trying to see if Serene was there.
Serene or Amelia?
Amelia, my bad.
Yeah, Amelia Vasastra.
Yeah.
She is there still.
Was wanting to talk to her about my experience so far with docent.
Okay. You can see she is hunched over. When you look at it, you note them as sub-docents. She appears to be working on a series of them that have kind of laid out in array. So you attempt. What do you tell her? Because you look over, or you get her attention. I did not expect to see you again.
Didn't think I was going to come back, but I got some colleagues that were in the area with their quest of some sorts. So I ended up being here to pass the time.
See. How are you feeling?
Okay. Other than the time where Docent took over again.
Excuse me, did you say your docent attempted to take over your body.
Oh, he has.
He has. How many times has he done that?
Since I last came here afterwards, I think once. There might have been twice, but he ended up. The second time he ended up taking over, but only for like an hour, I believe.
Hour. Your docent had control over your anatomy for 1 hour. What happened to you in that case?
Well, what ended up happening, right? I was under a spell that I can't remember the spell. Was it like it tells
Mass
me
suggestion.
yeah, mass suggestion. And I was forced to go into a room. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I
To evade the spell, you
basically Docent got me out of it. I was kind of egging him on to get out of that situation.
she's about to speak, and whatever word she says is drowned out by the voice of a familiar docent speaking into your head. Oh, is that you were egging me on to bail you out of your own shit?
Indeed, I do have to say I am appreciative that you
Roll
got
a
me out.
wisdom saving throw.
Oh, God.
As his last words before, as you feel a surge in your body. Let's see if I can do it again.
Please, no. Plus my wisdom. Oh, thank God.
All right.
That was a little too close.
Are they flickering in your eyes as you feel your body tense in that moment before it subsides, and a sigh of frustration leaves Docent before he grows quiet. It is enough that Amelia does notice this moment, and she kind of slowly raises out from her seat, and you watch as a hand kind of falls back behind her coat for a moment. What has happened?
I'm okay.
Who is I in this case?
This is Mamar. I promise Docent tried to get in my head again, but we're good.
Roll a persuasion check.
I'm good at those, right? Nope. Nope. Oh, God.
Okay. The hand behind her back slowly untenses as you watch it was reaching for a wand on the side. Okay. Gently sets back down.
Why is this my life? Such a nuisance.
I would encourage you not to continue egging on your docent in such a way if it is capable and has prior hijacked your functions.
I agree.
Remember, you have to try and find Highmark in on there. He will know more about this and how to reverse or fix you.
Could you... Hi, Mark. D. Kenneth?
Highmark the Kenneth, yes.
Gotcha.
and as you would recall, Highmark is the sort of co-inventor of the Warforged, followed by Saren DeCaneth.
Right. I have like 2 dads, and one of them's already dead, and this one's alive.
Yeah. Well, yeah, one of
That's
them
a-
you've seen his corpse.
Right.
Well,
You
last
feel a little bad about that.
Oh,
Well, you
yeah.
actually lost track of his corpse. He was there one moment, gone the next. But
True.
yeah, Highmark was one of the other individuals. Kind of recall he was a more influential in opening the side of the Cannith or the Cannith line to reciprocal. Can't remember the right word. Reciprocal of the idea that Warforged, when they found out they had sentience, was open to them having rights and kind of being integrated into society, whereas Saren was more of a hard line that they were magical items, magical constructs built for purpose. And it was one of the things that kind of led to an internal schism within the house.
I see. I go ahead and ask her, is there there's absolutely nothing to maybe even like an emergency, I don't know, prevention of that? Can having it be a few more times where I could prevent it would be really nice. You have anything like
advice,
that?
if you feel it happening and you're capable, I would advise knocking yourself out, because that scene would most likely be more preferable than allowing your docent to have full autonomous control of your body. No offense to your docent, but it does not sound like it is of rational mind, nor does it sound like it is capable of operating your body when you are unconscious.
Okay. This is good to know.
And please, do not egg your docent on anymore.
Absolutely, I
There
apologize.
could be issues that arise from continuously allowing it to have the driver's seat.
Indeed.
Highmark on there.
He's in where at again?
Under.
On there.
On there. Okay.
On there.
I do have that.
Yeah. It's northwest of Thrain.
Northwest. Northwest on Deer. Okay.
That case.
Well, thank you for having me visit. Now, actually, before, so where's she sell again? Just so that.
Amelia doesn't really sell. She's just working on things at the moment. She currently has a series of sub-docents lined out in front of her that she appears to be connecting to an array.
I see. Okay. So she's kind of like a weird, she makes stuff as well as a doctor, semi-doctor, for Warforges.
In a way, yeah.
Are they a doctor or are they a mechanic?
Yes.
Or are they an IT person?
They understand Warforged physiology, which is probably why they are both working on docents and have a history of working on Warforged, being an understudy of Heimer.
Gotcha. Okay. So nothing here to buy, essentially, just...
Not quite. It is just, I mean, you kind of know, because you've been here a few times, the Saren workshops are just...
God damn it.
You call me? What's up?
It's me again.
It is open public workshops that are well maintained, named after Sarandakana.
Right.
So it's not really a shop. It's more just public workshops that are probably now publicly funded or in some way kept up by one of the Cannith lines. Probably at one point it was Victor. Probably not anymore.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope, that'll be it.
And you
It's nice having a
Apart-
reminder.
from the workshops.
Yes.
In the meantime, Thamos, you realize in order to just best fit in with the music here, you kind of play a similar tune, but better, basically. It's the only way that can be described. The enchantments are rudimentary. They can only play a simple tune. You can provide so much more. So instead of going counter to draw attention, you just give more. And it's less like a crowd builds around you. As you notice, people that pass by throw a little bit of coin your way. Some people that have like scooted their chairs a little bit closer to hear your music. Eventually, when they finish their lunches, give you a little bit more. You can add 5 gold pieces to your inventory. Otherwise, is there anything else anyone wants to do in Everbright as a whole? Beladesh, is there anything you want to do here?
Not really.
All right. Might as well check. In that case, you are all free to go to wherever you wish to now. If that is heading back to Tim's for one more meal and a night's sleep, or if you wish to make way to Thrain.
Before I go back to the I'm assuming the inn.
Up to you all. I assume the inn, and then you'll leave in the morning.
Yeah. I'd like to try sell the fine clothes that I found.
That's right. We still have those.
I'm still
Okay, where did you find these fine clothes again?
In
When
the
we went to the
The slightly higher thread count loincloth.
yes, from
No,
well
I
it,
think
it was
so.
it was the art museum, but like in the below
The Sky Gala, whatever.
this Sky Gala, yeah.
Yes.
I collected some stuff, or at least I tried to get some money out of it.
Guys, you were a gallery.
Because I'm a broke
Yes.
bitch. Ugh.
Didn't we
Okay.
buy you fancy clothes?
No, well, you kind of basically gave me, or I basically got the same thing but cleaner as my original outfit.
How
Fair enough.
many sets of
There's still
clothes did you
somehow-
grab? Just one?
I grabbed 3.
Okay. Roll for me
Still
persuasion
somehow,
check.
Persuasion. I suck at
Yeah.
those. Let's go.
There's still somehow a Goodwill over in the corner. It's like, I'm not giving you
Instead
that.
of seeing fewer ads for threads, can I just never see ads for threads ever again?
I did promise Cyrus a good night's sleep and a meal.
Yeah.
Oh. On that to Tim's. Where is Silas?
He has not come back yet.
That else you are supposed to be hold on to him. Where is he?
What did 9 get me?
Oh,
A 9?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Okay. A 9, you at the very least realize if you drop the spell, you can, if he's nearby, see him. At the very least, he won't be difficult to track anymore.
But last thing I told him to do was to steal.
Yes.
How much longer is on the spell?
By now, it's getting close. It's getting close to running out.
Where's the innkeeper?
Where's Tim's?
No, are we still in the shop or no?
Yeah. Oh, you just left.
I would have bid my farewells and headed out with anyone who was going out, but
Before I head out, I think I'm going to drop it just in case he is still in here. I don't want him to be alone in here. And I'm
Okay.
hoping to do it when the guy is facing his counter rather than the door.
Finally, he kind of turns momentarily to pay attention to a little bit of paperwork, and that's when you snap the spell away. You do see him in the process of leaving the store. He was invisible when the spell dropped, so he's pretty conspicuous looking as this trying to keep a low profile and is kind of like mad eyeing people as he slips by, like scooting by, and you can see some people are like notice him and just scoot a little bit further away from him.
And once he's out the door, I will follow him.
All
Do
right.
we have a hobo for an ally now?
Yeah, we do. I kind of recruited him.
You did kind of recruit him.
Chris is like, I'm gonna make him a paladin, and I'm gonna like.
a fallen paladin.
It's like, oh look, our DM is playing with us. Let's go.
We'll make him addicted to crack, and then he won't leave.
When you kind of meet him outside, those who are nearby can be. He has what can best be described as a shit-eating grin as he looks to you, just positively beaming.
What did you do?
How did I do?
Yeah, actually, how did he do?
What did you do?
Bullshit.
He pulls back of several of his coats. You realize that rustling that you had heard emit from him was sourced from these many bottles and small tinctures that he keeps across on his person. During his stay, were not taken from him either because they were not found or they were maybe not deemed necessary to take. You notice, however, that 3 of them are now filled with a bright red bubbling liquid that he kind of shows off before he takes the 3 vials out. I couldn't take the whole vial, but I found it in the back and I split it.
That's a man. I give him a hug.
I rolled for him
I'm
several
going to
times and
pretend
he rolled.
I am not
really
seeing
well
any
each
of
time.
this. I see nothing.
You
I know nothing.
You've earned more than one
Why are you
nights
slaughtering
of
me?
good rest.
I know nothing.
I see
Wait.
nothing.
That's Mr. Sergeant Schultz.
And I will proceed to take him back to Tim's. If anybody else wants to come as well.
I'm just following like this. Faced. Ah, that better.
Okay.
Various draconic swears.
He is going to combine these 3 vials. Now they were small vials, and as he said, it was one potion that he just split so it could fit onto his person. He pours back out. You would recognize it is an elixir of health.
Okay. Let me find that. Holy shit.
So, yes, you're recruited To your luck, he was a bit of an alchemist, or at least
Yeah.
a healer.
Chris,
Yes.
I don't want to give him up.
I wish to use him
I wish
more
to
often.
keep him.
You have a feeling keeping a vagabond would be
An extra tool in the pocket. Come on here.
I'm
Honestly, with this group composition, it
vagabond as I'm
probably
looking
wouldn't
around at our
function too
crew.
much.
Yeah.
Chris,
that's
Do you
not-
think we could just get like a like we're level like it was our first D&D campaign and we get a little NPC controllable character that aren't real characters, whatever the fuck they're actually called?
like
yes,
no,
no.
there's a
henchmen.
Yes,
they
it
might
is.
be henchmen,
Henchmen.
but there's
Sidekicks?
a specific
No,
sidekicks. That's it.
Sidekick, yeah. That's
I think
what
they're called
Flappy is.
sidekicks.
Yeah.
There's an official way to have an NPC that we, the party, control.
I mean, I was just going to try to get him a job at Tim's.
He is a humanoid,
Alright.
so it'd be easy to do
Oh,
on
okay,
D&D
okay.
Beyond.
But I mean, if we can keep him with us, like I don't expect Chris to let us just take him with us.
So we just have to feed him, right?
Oh my
How
God.
hungry
He's
does he
not-
look?
I mean, so far, anything if we give him a bed, it's better than what he had before.
Well, he does look hungry. He does not look codependent on you. Judging by what he just stole, he might be well off in that regard of being able to survive.
Hell yeah, we have a
Yeah.
rogue.
He's not
We
a
needed a
rogue.
rogue.
He's actually kind of an alchemist.
Yeah, he.
I could go grab my box of like starter D&D like helpers,
No
and we
way.
can just pick one and be like, "This is him now."
Yeah, I mean,
Actually,
like,
one of the backgrounds for the sidekicks is like a rogue type.
But Chris already said it was like an alchemist type.
Yeah,
Okay.
he is a what he is described as on his stat block. He is a medic.
Oh,
that
wow.
I'll say he kind of he
have
helped
a-
people and came up with things around Lower Dura. Yeah, that just had a little bit of in his youth a criminal spree that he has. You have most certainly reignited a passion for by letting him fucking blind rob a store.
Did he have a morphine addiction? Is that what happened? He's a medic.
No, he does not have a morphine addiction because he can make alchemical, but I guess you'll have to see.
Hey, don't do your own supply.
Don't get high off your own supply.
Well, at the
That's
very
the
least,
rule.
I'm buying him quite the stay at Tim's if he wants it.
He does because he's still.
He's not allowed to steal from Tim's,
He's not allowed to steal from Tim's.
or we got him in flame as a fish and hang his head on a pike.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go that far, but I
I
would
would.
definitely cut all
Got it.
support.
And he'll follow along with you to Tim's,
Nice.
which is about a 30-minute venture. Again, using Thamos as your guide to cut lines and avoid the crowds, take small side passages. You
I
eventually
don't
arrive.
get why we can't just climb over top of the buildings. Like, there's such
We-
prudes
not
around here.
everyone-
It'd be so much
we are
faster. I
not-
mean, less
not
people.
Everyone
Some people
is a cat that house.
are mechanically slow.
You
Have
need to
you
use
s-
all three
Mechanically.
dimensions.
Have you seen what some of the city guard have?
Well, why aren't the guard on the roofs?
The guards are on the roofs.
You haven't seen the
Then
guards
what's
on the
the
roof?
problem?
You haven't seen the guards on the roof?
I mean, when I tried to climb up there, they yelled at me.
Bad
Uh,
perception.
That's exactly why we don't climb up on the goddamn roofs.
This isn't Assassin's Creed.
But listen, the cops can do it, but you can't.
It's a good book.
I think this is racist.
That's how it works.
You're a species now, remember that, not a race.
Sorry, speciesist.
There's species.
It's a subclassism.
Which technically makes more sense that it's a species,
Yeah.
not a race, because a race is a difference in a species, not a.
No, I want to be no.
Look, man, just because I'm better at climbing than everybody else doesn't mean I shouldn't be allowed to do it.
Give fish are better at swimming, but we don't. I mean, we only go swimming in lakes and fuck.
Yeah, but you're not banned from the lakes, are you?
You are.
Actually,
Some
some
of them
lakes
you
No,
are.
are.
actually-
Some of them you are.
What the fuck?
What is this
Actually, why are
arrogant
you banned from the lake?
conversation?
Hold on.
You
Why
can
you banned from
swim
that
in
lake?
Lower Dora.
This may be a part of a larger issue. I forget. Is this the first large city more than 15 people in 12 trees you have been in?
I mean, I've only been to this city, but yeah.
I've only known this city.
I've been to this
We
city
live in
before,
a
but yeah.
society-
I've only known this.
Silencio, por favor. A little bit Elvish in there.
I've
Good.
been to this city before,
Elvish
but
is
this is
now
the only city I've been
Mexican.
to, yeah.
No,
It's called
not.
Spanish.
I was like, excuse me? Elvish is now Mexican? No, Spanish.
What the
And I don't.
fuck?
Okay, what do Spaniards speak? They don't speak Spanish same way.
Is there a quotes channel out here that I can just quote that for? Nope. Okay.
You could just put in D&D General.
Then
That's sad.
it'd be too close to French. It doesn't make any sense.
You make your way to.
Dwarven is,
You're right, it's Draconic.
German.
What would be close to Draconic? Chris, what
French.
languages would be close to Draconic?
French.
Fucking
Shut up.
German.
No,
You know what? Honestly,
no. What
honestly,
languages?
Elvish would have a very common.
Really? It would.
because-
Oh
because
yeah,
of
it
the
would.
similarity, because of
Yeah,
the
Elvish would
use
be
of Draconic
Spanish.
and Elves. They're similar. And,
So then, yeah, actually, Elvish would be Spanish then.
No.
Yep, Elvish is Spanish. Nope. Speak into Spanish.
But what
I do.
That's
dialect
correct.
of Spanish?
You make
Habla
your
español.
you make your way to Tim's, the brass circle, but Tim's, as you all affectionately call it.
Kids.
It makes sense because there's like different sub-elf groups, which means like Portuguese, which is close to Spanish, but not Spanish. This does make sense. Okay, this is
You have the
definitely
Chilean Spanish, which doesn't sound at all like
yeah,
Spanish.
the weird Spanish. 100%.
It's like
Elvish is
Scottish
Spanish.
English.
No, this is perfect. Elvish is Spanish.
What's the equivalent of like if Draconic is French? What is the New Orleans? No, what
Creole.
they speak Creole. Yeah.
Wyvern.
Creole.
Because a wyvern isn't a dragon.
They don't speak.
I
They're
mean-
not dragons.
You could base it off of Primordial, because Elvish is probably the first language after Primordial. On the moral plane.
I know there's like tables that actually talk about this.
You make your way to the brass circle, and you. For those, do you get Silas his own room, or do you bunk him up?
If he wants his own room, I'll give it to him.
He
but
does.
Okay, I will give it to him. He's earned it. So
Let me just quickly double check your. Just as a note, per person, it's 5 silver for the stay per person, 8 silver for Silas. And it is 3 silver for a meal, 5 silver for the special.
6, 11, 19. I'll pay 20 to
Italian-
cover me and Silas.
Italian sounds a little more.
I will give him 2 gold pieces to pay for myself and Silas.
Right. Tim takes some money, free to use the rooms. He gives you 1 key, and that's likely the key for Silas's room.
At this
And
point, he might as well give us the master key.
You're friends of the establishment, but not that.
How much would it cost to buy the establishment?
Yeah, not probably gonna happen. That's it,
Just
however.
thoughts. Just thoughts.
Is there anything else anyone wishes to do before we close out the session?
Okay, is it already time?
Sven, I want it to be
Probably-
a little bit shorter. Yeah.
Good thing we got a duty section in the morning.
Everybody in chat, wish Chris our DM a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Chris.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday, Chris.
Can't hear you.
I
Can't
didn't
quite
show
hear
a word
you.
of that.
But that's all. Then
I said Chris makes terrible decisions spending his birthday with us. I don't feel like there's better people.
Speak for your
Jeez,
fucking
speak
self,
for yourself,
dude.
motherfucker. Jeez.
said though, thank you all for playing.
Thank you for
and
this
we
session.
will catch back up later.
Thank you again for DMing, Chris.
Indeed, thank you.
Chris.
Switch back to the world map that I haven't used in a while.
Ooh.
Oh, the world.
You get to see what we haven't done.
Decided to go to Thrain.
We're in Sharn. We have to go to fucking Thrain? Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's a country, not a city.
Yeah.
Where the hell is? Thrain's all the way over there.
on the
Never mind.
lightning wheel. Well,
Chris, it just dawned on me. Really quick question.
a very, very slow lightning wheel.
Would I know of having any issues getting into Thrain?
You would have had more issue getting into Breland than Brain.
Okay.
Yeah, especially
Was it
considering
Rain?
the
The Eberron for that one shot.
it was all Breland.
It was this
It
one
was
city.
all city too.
Yeah.
It was just one
90%
city.
of your experience of Eberron has been in Sharn, and you are now leaving
Yep.
Thank God.
Breland for Thrain.
Woo! Religious fanatics!
Oh, can we get rations?
Theology of Thrain and the host and the place of the Silver Flame.
Oh no! What does everyone else call it, Chris? It's is it the silver? It's not the Silver Flame, is it? Everyone else calls it something else, but in reality, it's something else.
It is called the Silver Flame.
Okay.
I do
Um,
just want to state for the record that we have been told to find two different people in two different countries. We have no idea where in these countries they are.
Welcome to
No,
Search
I-
Quest.
Yeah, welcome to
Yeah,
my
all
life.
right, just wanted
Welcome
to
to
make
my
sure you're all
life.
aware.
You said they were religious fanatics. How fanatical are they?
So, as a note, you were both pointed to the capital, which is Flamekeep.
Oh.
So, smaller area.
Well, that's the capital of one of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other one towards on there, then
The capital of Onder.
you might have maybe
Just
not.
northwest. Just northwest on there.
What is funny is we are
Oh, I
going
know.
literally all the way back to the city we started in, and then going north.
Yep. If you remember, you spoke in Vatheron. There was a member of House Orien who said he maintained the Thrain line, which is the lightning rail that will connect Alrusk up to Flamekeep. It's the Flamekeep line.
Right. I assume that the Thrain border follows the Bray River, because it's not actually marked very well here.
I believe it does. I believe it follows the River Bray.
Okay.
One of the big points of the last war was Thrain was given extremely poor borders. Literally like open land borders, which makes it very vulnerable to attacks. As for how extreme Thrain is, they are well, everyone else in the in Eberron, or at least here in Corvair, believes in the sovereign host, which is your typical pantheon of gods, with the exception that they really don't believe in an afterlife.
You die, and that's it.
Yeah,
Well,
there
you
go.
die and you go to an eternal realm of despair. So the Silver Flame is one entity. It's more abstract, obviously. It's you get a lot more paladins from it, and one of the big things is there is a more concrete afterlife in its interpretation.
Can I just say for the record that I really like how the further away you get from the capital of whatever country, the worse the woods names get.
So,
The King's Forest versus the Dragon Woods or the Faded Forest. Yeah.
Or the Burnt Wood versus the Harrow Crowns.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like,
Faded Forest might be really chill.
Sorry. I just noticed that. It was very cool.
Yeah. I think
Well,
my
yeah,
last
usually, well, the biggest thing that actually makes perfect sense, you don't set up a capital next to horrible, evil forests.
No,
True,
you
And
know.
if you
you're
do,
Karnak.
then you make them not horrible evil forests.
Unless you're Karnak, then your whole country's a garbage heap.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a little
I think-
different, but
The ancient capital of Karnak.
Yeah, I think my last question is, like, how are they treating what I am? Just out, like, in the areas outside, like, how sure am I? Because
What
for
are
what
you
I
again?
am, tiefling.
I don't think they're very specious in Eberron, unless you're one of the like evil species, like goblins, orcs.
Well, the thing is there are no evil species in Eberron because of the lack of evil gods that have influenced the drow and the goblins and like. You do have Dargoon, which is considered like the monster. These satellites, the Five Nations and their satellites, they have like goblins and the like, and have more of that reputation for being bestial, slavery being pretty common. But you also have like Valinar, Elven satellite, and they are marauders predominantly.
20,000 miles.
I do slightly dislike the closeness to Tolkien with that name.
Yeah.
Valinar?
Well,
Valinar?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm relatively fine, essentially. I'm not.
to my knowledge, let me
Okay.
just double check.
I mean, you don't have to. You can if you want some to. If you're doing something for your birthday, you can go and do whatever.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, if you gotta go, you gotta
fine.
go.
If anything,
Yes.
we could just take a saw to the horns. It's fine.
We'll just kidnap Cyrus. It's fine.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we'll
Make him
it
follow
work
us to the
out.
ends of the earth. Maybe throw him in the ash beacon, the lake of fire.
The what? The fuck is the ass speaking?
I
Wait.
found two.
Is
You good there, Nathan?
He had a stroke. Give him a second.
my brain? I'm trying. There we go. Sorry.
Processing.
Yeah, it was processing. Is Thanos actually coming with us to
Yeah,
Turay?
up to him and up to everyone else. We'll discuss it more. over the
Okay.
week.
Because it dawned on me, I'm like, wait a minute, we're leaving this city.
Bring him. We'll talk about it more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So we're kidnapping
Um,
the
yeah.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have to.
I mean,
Thrain did take, like, people from Sire, right? Or not